Albert Camus, in his book, The Myth of Sisyphus, talks about Sisyphus, a man who rolls up a rock up a hill and is condemned by the gods to never reach the top because he keeps pushing back down. His whole life is a struggle and never ever feels a climax or a sense of fulfillment. And that's how life is. It's a life of absurdity. Albert Camus asks the question, why not commit suicide? That is a fundamental question of philosophy. Why shouldn't I commit suicide? And he says, I shouldn't commit suicide because it's taking my freedom to take away my freedom, and a bunch of other things he brought up with. By the way, suicide is never a good thing. It's one of the most selfish things you can do, especially if your family finds your body. It's terrible. Don't even think about it if you're on your mind there. By the way, if theists are right, it's not the end, it's just the beginning. Furthermore, there are some people who commit suicide for psychological reasons, so you want to have a sense of compassion there. It's not everybody's just malevolent. On atheism, the non-sentient process was responsible for creating all there is and all there ever will be. And what more is there to life? Deal with it. In December 14, 2012, Sandy Hook Elementary School, a man walked in and shattered the lives of 20 families, 20 children, executing them at close range with his shotgun. What he did afterwards, he took his own life. If atheism is true, then this man literally got away with murder. There is no ultimate justice. And by the way, Immanuel Kant argued that's one of the reasons why there must be a just being who judges everyone, especially people like Adam who thinks they get away with it. Let me bring this down to a close here so we can get into Q&A time. Relationships are the clue to meaning in life. And most intelligent atheists will agree with you. And they'll say, look, I don't believe in an absolute or ultimate meaning, but I do believe I find many meanings here in life, like in ice cream or my family or something like that. But let me give you close with this and a couple stories and we'll finish. I took my children to the Field Museum, great place to visit. It was Daddy Day for me, and I took my little ones there. And they had a special exhibit called The Machine Inside. Fascinating exhibit about the detail and the machinery within the animal kingdom. The cheetah and others, and we were fascinated about the design inside these animals. But at the end of the exhibit, they had books up. And one of the books, as you can see up on the screen, is called The Accidental Species by Henry Glee. And in it, Henry Glee says, as I picked up the book to peruse it as my kids were playing with the animals, they're all toy animals. We are an accidental species, no more important than any guinea pig. We're just an accident of life. You know what came to mind? I have it up there, Malaysian flight. That's what came to mind. Malaysian Flight 370 was scheduled by an international airline passenger from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, lost contact control. And all of us have been watching this. I don't know how many of you are keeping up with it. On March 8, 2014. It's an amazing thing, almost a miracle how a flight can just disappear off the map when you can find anybody with a phone. Malaysian Airlines were reported to be missing 12 Malaysian crew members and 227 passengers from 14 nations. The world is spending trillions of dollars trying to find this aircraft. Trillions. I'm talking about the combined. Billions. It's going outside the bank of anybody who think about it. But ladies and gentlemen, if what Mr. Glee is saying is true, that we are an accidental species not worth more than a guinea pig, then why are we spending so much money trying to find 227 guinea pigs? I think there's something fishy there. Richard Dawkins. This will be the final video, and we'll conclude with this one.
I should have mentioned Senator Schumer's book is called Positively American. In the personal story segment tonight, do you believe in God? Increasingly, fewer Americans do. According to a Pew poll, 12% of us do not have a belief in a higher power, up from 8% in 1987, and that group includes agnostics. In Europe, the rise of atheism and of Gnosticism is stunning. According to a Zuckerman study, in Sweden, as many as 85% of the population are non-believers. Japan, 65%. France, 54%. And in Britain, 44% do not believe in God in Great Britain. Listen now is a man who understands that position. Richard Dawkins, the author of the mega-selling best book, The God Delusion. I think it takes more faith to be like you, an atheist, than like me, a believer, and it's because of nature. You know, I just don't think we could have lucked out to have the tides come in, the tides go out, sun go up, sun go down. Don't think it could have happened.
We have a very full understanding of why the tides go in, the tides go out, of why the continents drift about, of why life is there. Science is ever more piling on the evidence, piling on the understanding.
But it had to get there. I understand that the physiology of it, if you will, but it had to come from somewhere, and that is the leap of faith that you guys make. That it just happened.
Well, a leap of faith, you don't actually need a leap of faith. You're the one who needs a leap of faith, because the onus is on you to say why you believe in something. There's an infinite number of gods you could believe in. I take it you don't believe in Zeus or Apollo or Thor. You believe in, presumably, the
Jesus.
Christian God, Jesus.
See, Jesus was a real guy. I could see him.
Yeah.
And I know what he did. And so I'm not positive that Jesus is God, but I'm throwing in with Jesus rather than throwing in with you guys, because you guys can't tell me how it all got here. You guys don't know.
We're working on it. Physicists are working.
When you get it, then maybe I'll listen.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, if you look at the history of science over the centuries, the amount that's gained in knowledge each century is stupendous. In the beginning of the 21st century, we don't know everything. We have to be humble. We have to, in humility, say that there's a lot that we still don't know.
And, being humble is a Christian virtue.
Well,
so there you go.
Of course it is.
All right, when you guys figure it out, then you come back here and tell me, because until that time, I'm sticking with Judeo-Christian philosophy and my religion of Roman Catholicism, because it helps me as a person.
That's different. If it helps you, that's
absolutely.
great.
And
that doesn't mean it's true.
Well, it's true for me. You see, I believe.
You mean true for you is different from true for anybody else? How can something be
absolutely,
true for you?
because I can't
Something's either got to be true or not.
I can't. No. I can't prove to you that Jesus is God. So that truth is mine and mine alone. But you can't prove to me that Jesus is not. So you have to stay in your little
You can't
belief
prove
system.
that Zeus is not. You can't prove that Apollo is not. Or
I saw Apollo, man. He was down there. He's not looking good. Now, we also differ in this sense that you feel that religion has been a bane, B-A-N-E, to civilization, and I feel atheism has. And I will point to the worst mass.
Stop. Okay. Although I'm a theist as much as Riley is, I disagree with him. I think Dawkins, although I think he's right. What I mean is right about one thing. He's right about truth. It doesn't matter whether it's true for you or true for you or true for your friends. It matters whether it really is true. If there is no God, you can believe it all you want till the cows come home. When you're praying to a ceiling. If the atheist is right, then the theist or the Christian or the Muslim is wrong. If the theist is right, then the atheist is wrong. Again, logic. Truth is very important, and I think you owe it to yourselves as much as I owe it to myself to find out not only whether there is a God, but whether the God I actually believe in is the right God. In India, 330 million! 330 million gods, they claim. So I think it's important that truth at least to be won out. Let me close with a final story, and I'll end it with this. Peter Kreeft said the following. An atheist visited the great rabbi and philosopher Martin Buber, demanded that Buber prove the existence of God to him. Buber refused. The atheist got up to leave in anger. As he left, Buber called after him, "But can you be sure there is no God?" The atheist wrote me 40 years later, "I'm still an atheist, but Buber's question has haunted me every day of my life." Whatever you do in your journey, whether you decide to take in life, don't drop it. Don't drop the classes. Don't drop your journey. Continue searching. And I really fundamentally believe that if you seek with all your heart, you will find. Thank you for your time.
Murderers